King of the Road Productions proudly presents a Corville and Country episode of the Jim King of the TV show. Southeast Texas style. During the half hour, we'll check out bow modder and percussionist Johnny Corville, grandson of Bob Wills' drummer Johnny Edwards Corville.
He told me all kind of neat stories about Bob, the horses. They had a tour bus, like in the late 30s and early 40s. Nobody had a tour bus back then, you know. Bob was a little bit ahead of his time. The whole band was.
We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. We'll also wear the Southeast Texas debut of The Springs' new video as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. And Noah Petrie will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches.
King of the Road.
Howdy and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4, KBTV, and the CW. I'm Jim King of the Road. I'm honored and humbled to announce that I recently won big at the 29th Annual Press Club of Southeast Texas Excellence in Media and Newsmaker of the Year Awards. For the 10th consecutive year, I took home first place in radio for the Jim King of the Radio show on King's Country. Also won second place in the online category for best use of social media by an individual, and third place in television for best light feature. Here's a big tip of the old Crown Boy hat to the Press Club of Southeast Texas, and of course to you, our viewers and listeners. Speaking of listeners, in less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country is streaming worldwide on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. And don't miss the award-winning and nationally recognized Jim King of the Radio show, middays, Monday through Friday, on King's Country at kingscountry.net. Never settle for less. Now ride shotgun with me to Beaumont, Texas. We always cruise Cadillac style, as seen and heard on Southeast Texas TV and radio.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Oh, hi, to the guy.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road.
Tomorrow.
Just begun.
We recently featured Image 6, a fantastic Beaumont-based rock band on the King of the Road show HD. Image 6 drummer Johnny Corville comes from a long line of percussionists. In fact, his grandfather, Johnny Edwards Corville, was the drummer for Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys.
Ida-red, I'm plumb fool about Ida-red. Now go!
Those drums are very old, and they've been in weathered atmosphere for too long and what have you. Bob Wills bought these for him and actually had them personally designed. The rims, or the original rims, I have one rim left on these drums, has little lassos that went in and out of each other. He had them personally designed for my grandfather, which was really neat for Western swing. I got these drums about 20 years ago, and I haven't done too much to them. I wanted to restore them, but I also didn't want to restore them. I wanted to keep them as original as possible. Now it's getting so old, 80 years now, I guess. They need to be in a museum so that the world could see them.
Johnny has decided to donate the drum kit and several photos to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville.
My lovely wife, Christy, and I talked about this about 2 weeks ago. And she said, you know, honey, those drums aren't getting any younger. They're not getting any better shape. Why don't you put them in a museum or something? Johnny. Now, and I said, well, you know, 10 years ago, the Bob Wills Museum here in Texas contacted me about them, and I refused at the moment to put them in the museum because I didn't want to let them go. Now I'm a little bit older. My children are grown. They're gone. My wife said, you know what? We can't just sit there and watch these things deteriorate, and nobody gets to appreciate them. And I was like, you're absolutely right. So she made the phone call last week to the Country Music Hall of Fame Museum in Nashville, Tennessee, downtown, the big one, the real one. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have been able to pick up the phone to call to make the arrangements for it. So I'm shipping them off, if not tomorrow, the next day. So yeah, that's how I got in touch with those people.
Still to come, we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of the Springs' new video as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. We'll also feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. And Noah Petrie will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches. But next we'll hear more about Bob Wills' drummer, Johnny Edwards Corville, from his grandson, Johnny Corville of Beaumont.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road.
King of the Road Productions does top quality 3-camera high definition concert shoots. If you've got an area band, what are you waiting for? Hire us and we'll meet you at the venue of your choice to tape up to an hour of your group's live performance with 3 Canon HD cameras and an audio hookup through the soundboard. You'll have access to all the exclusive footage and permission to use it for promotional purposes. As an added bonus, your band will be featured on the King of the Road Show HD. For more information, call 409-748-9689 or email Jim at jimkingoftheroad.com.